everyone, so this video is going to be my reaction to the two trailers that have just come out for Furiosa at Mad Max Saga. So the first trailer has been out for a month or two now, but the second one just dropped about a week ago. And I wanted to kind of share my feelings about this upcoming movie because I'm actually really excited for this movie. The reason why I'm excited for this movie in particular is basically several things. So for one thing, I am a massive fan of the Mad Max trilogy, Mad Max series of films. I'm a really big fan of George Miller. When Mad Max Fury Road came out, I loved it to death, and I thought it was just an absolutely amazing action film for the books. It was just, everything about it was so original and so daring and something, and there was so many things about it that just haven't been done before, and like the type of style of like like the action, of how practical it was and how real it all was, and how just how visceral it was. It really blew me away. The directing was the action directing was off the charts. As I said, it wasn't the most character driven or plot driven movie. And I think this is why I'm really excited for this movie, because it seems to have like the same scope of the action scenes of Fury Road, while kind of having a bit more character lore, a bit more character depth. And I know that Furiosa in Fury Road did have a very emotional story, but I felt like she was like the only real character that had a really in-depth story, while the rest of them were kind of just, even Max himself was a bit shallow. I mean, there was emotional depth to like Max and Nux, but like Furiosa was like the one that you were rooting for and the one that had the most backstory. But anyway, I'll talk about the trailer. So I'm going to be focusing mainly on trailer 2 because this is the one I've been watching the most, and it is very promising from like what I can see. It does look like it will be another great action film from George Miller, with a more heavy emphasis on story this time. I'm not sure if this movie will have the same amount of extended action sequences like it did in Fury Road, but it might. It might be more like Thunderdome, where it's just kind of story build up and maybe like a 10-minute fight scene at the end. I kind of hope that's not the case with this movie. I do think Thunderdome is the weakest Mad Max film in the entire series, though I do think that film still has strong merits. There are parts in Thunderdome that are exciting, but there are some other parts that do get kind of boring, and I think that's the reason why it is at the bottom of the list, with Mad Max 2 and Fury Road being up the top and Mad Max 1 being somewhere in the middle. But anyway, the trailer. So I am really liking this trailer. I like how like the first shot, it shows like Furiosa, young Furiosa, in some sort of orchard, like picking an apple or like a peach. And this is really important stuff for the Mad Max universe, because as you know, in Fury Road and all the films apart from the first one, they are in just this barren wasteland where nothing grows at all, and the only place in Fury Road where crops are grown is Morton Joe's Citadel, and he uses it like a power control complex to control all the people that worship him and everything like that. So it was very interesting to see that this movie is going to be kind of like gone back in time, maybe 30-40 years before, maybe 10-20 years before Fury Road, but there are still, there's like a lot of stuff left from the old world, and there's a lot of plants, and I really like that. But that was just the very start of the trailer. It goes on and it shows Anna Taylor-Joy as Furiosa, and from what I've seen, she looks like that she could hold the character pretty well. I know she's not Charlize Theron, but I feel like she could definitely add her own talent into the backstory of the character, and put some emotion into like why she's on this quest to find her home. And also Chris Hemsworth is the villain in this movie, which is actually a very original thing to do, because I don't remember a single time in any movie where Chris Hemsworth was the antagonist of the movie. He's always Thor, or like a really, really nice bloke. And you can really see with and the name of this villain is Dementus, so he might have dementia, I don't know. But like the way he speaks in this trailer, he has this real like tacky Australian accent that's like sounds really seedy and really evil, and like it's just like something. It's kind of like this more sour take on like the Australian accent, which I'm liking. I'm really excited to see how he will do in the film and what he will do as the villain. So I'm excited for that. Another reason why I'm more excited to see this movie in theaters than I even was when it came to Fury Road is that this time this Mad Max film will actually be shot in Australia, apart from being shot in Namibia and South Africa for Fury Road. So it's being shot in two towns, Hay and Silverton, which are two very small towns in New South Wales. It doesn't seem that this is being filmed in Broken Hill like like Mad Max 2. This has been filmed in another location in New South Wales. And also the other very exciting aspect about it is that this is the highest budget that's ever been put into any Australian film ever. This present time, this is the highest budget Australian film that has ever been produced on a budget of $233 million, which is $100 million more than what Mad Max Fury Road had. So as you can see, I am extremely excited because having a movie that was as good as Fury Road, and just how well directed and well shot the action was and all the action set pieces, and having this being a more emotionally character-driven story, plus the action, this could be even better than Mad Max Fury Road, and I'm kind of hoping it is. I know that this movie doesn't have Tom Hardy in it, doesn't really have Max Rokitansky in it at all. There still hasn't really been any official dates for the apparent 3 more Mad Max films that Tom Hardy has contracted with George Miller. But I'm just really excited for this, and it did tease some action sequences in this trailer. Most notably, Dementus has a chariot which is being tugged by motorbikes instead of horses, which I think is just the coolest thing ever. I thought that was an insanely rad idea, and I can't wait to see it on the big screen. Overall, from what I saw a couple of shots of like cars jumping over sand dunes. That did look very steady shot, very clear, very open, just like in Fury Road. And I'm hoping that it will look even better than Mad Max Fury Road. I know that is a lot to ask of a filmmaker, but I feel like George Miller can actually do it, because as you can see with his past films, he's had a couple of blunders. I mean, I really liked Happy Feet 1, but Happy Feet 2 was kind of meh, a bit boring. I did enjoy 3,000 Years of Longing, though not as much as Fury Road and his previous Mad Max films. So, but anyway, he's very experienced in his craft and his style of filmmaking, and I really do feel he can pull it off. So I have my fingers crossed that this is going to be another smash hit for George Miller and for the Australian film industry. So basically what I'm to take away from this video is just, if you want to see this movie, just go see it. Go to your nearest theatre and see it. But anyway, that's what I think about this upcoming movie, Furiosa. I'm very excited to see it in theatres, and I hope you have enjoyed what I had to say about this film, this upcoming film. Australian film industry means a lot to me, and I'm very excited to see how this will impact the Australian film industry when it comes out, like a month from now. Comes out on the 24th of May, which is almost a month forward from when this video will be released. So anyway, this is definitely the movie I'm most excited to see, possibly this year. There hasn't really been anything else that has come up. I'm kind of trying to think of whether this will be as good as Dune Part 2, because Dune Part 2, in my opinion, was even better than Mad Max Fury Road. It was just such an incredible looking sci-fi epic with jaw-dropping cinematography, and I know that George Miller is not Denis Villeneuve. I gotta really pronounce his last name, because I always get it wrong. But if it looks anywhere near as good as what Fury Road did, then we're in. I would say that we were in for a really good time with this one. So anyway, that's all I have to say. Definitely let me know what you think of the movie when it comes out, as I would like to know everyone's opinion of this movie. But anyway, that's me. I hope you've enjoyed what I have to say. And as always, take care. Thank you.